Now, we all know what the word vision means, but how do you go about planning a vision for your retirement?
You know, it would be very disappointing to dream about a comfortable retirement and then find yourself short. Now, what does that mean? Unable to enjoy your leisure years because of your financial, or I should say limited financial resources.
Exactly.
Now, the thing that's unfortunate about this is that many people who are planning for retirement underestimate the amount of the expenses and planning for retirement expenses and the rising cost of living.
Well, Freeman, can you give us some sure ways to evaluate spending and costs
I most certainly
as we
can.
prepare for retirement?
You know, although your expenses may change when you retire, there's going to be some reductions in some areas. First, the clothing, dry cleaning, and the expenses of traveling back and to and from work. Now that's offset with home energy costs, which could be higher, especially if you're around the house a lot after you've retired. You spend more time at home, health-related expenses. As we age, we can look forward to spending more money as far as health care. Now, food and housing stays about the same.
Okay.
Home-related expenses represent about 42% of spending for Americans age 50 plus. That happens regardless of whether they're retired or not. Now, 3 out of 5 workers expect to spend less in retirement, and then when you take half of those people, they indicated in the survey that they spend much more money at the beginning of their retirement and is almost at the same level they were spending when they were working. And another significant role that plays a big part in your retirement is where you live.
That's very true.
Okay. Now, we know that our daughter had moved on to Florida.
Yes.
All right. If you're living on a limited income, your money might go further in some cities, which I'm going to mention, and states. And we're going to compare some of the living expense, or I should say living expenses between cities. Here's, for example, we just mentioned the fact that our daughter moved to Florida. And I'm going to look at the index, the national index. We're going to set it at 100. Now, living in Tampa Bay, Florida, is 9% less than it is compared to the national level, the national index. Let's take Washington, D.C. It takes 47.5% more income, and the living expenses is almost 50% higher than the national average. Now, you take New York, is 123% higher than the national average. So we also have to consider that the cost of housing, food, and utilities is mentioned, but what about taxes? Each state have varying rules for taxing pensions and Social Security, income, property taxes, sales taxes vary by state and by county. So I just wanted to mention the fact that when there's been a lot of downsizing, we've heard that, and a lot of folks are concerned about the high cost of living in various cities, and especially the Washington metropolitan area. They mentioned, you know, we're going to do better off if we move south, and just 1 or 2 of the cities that I can mention, where the cost of living is much lower than here in the metropolitan area. Phoenix, Austin, Texas, Charlotte, 92.6%, which is about 7.4% less than the national average. So what they call reducing their outlay and expenditures in these various cities gives them a better quality of life. And I'm going to repeat quality of life. And folks, our viewers, if you're tuning in, let me help you find the best planning for your retirement strategies. Go to our website, justaskfreeman.com, and become a member of the Safe Money Club. Now, the way you do that, once you reach the site, you'll see a tab, Safe Money Kit. Download that kit. We'll reach out to you and enroll you in the Safe Money Club, all righty? Therefore, and this is an ongoing process, you'll get information and education such that you will be a learned person and you will get help to navigate through your retirement journey. Again, that website is justaskfreeman.com. And if you have any questions, email us at freeman@justaskfreeman.com. You can like us on Facebook. That Facebook page is loaded with content to help you understand and to help you with your retirement, your needs, and help you again through navigating through that retirement journey. And I'll say this, Carolyn, it is very difficult to go through retirement without professional help.
That's very true.
Exactly.
Very difficult, very wise.
Excuse me.
Well, Freeman, you know, a big discussion that happens with couples is talking about when to retire. You'll hear them saying, I'm not ready to retire. You know, you think after you've gone through your career and you've raised your children, they're out and everything, you think, I'm home free.
Right.
But there's another big marital hurdle, and that is when to retire.
Exactly.
Because, and there was a study that they did, and they said over half, or 62% of couples in disagreement as to when to retire.
Exactly. And we've heard a lot of that over the years. And we've been in business for over 35 years now. And we've been helping many a retiree. And the thing is, this is the 21st century. Excuse me, times are different.
Very different.
Okay.
So if you have that model in your head, I know I did with my father retiring and so forth, but the days are over when the husband automatically retires with a corporate pension at age 65 and the wife dutifully follows him to the golf course in Florida. Those days are officially over.
Exactly.
Most women approach retirement age are now working, and many have their own retirement savings and viewpoints. We can talk about, in my case, because I retired and that's what happened, because many women have entered the workforce later, and they're at their peak when the men want to slow down.
Exactly.
Yes, so the timing can create some struggles.
Exactly. About half the couples retire within 2 years of each other.
Yes.
The thing is, as men approach retirement age, are on the average, are usually 4 years older than their spouses. Yes. The larger the age difference between spouses, all right, it is less likely they'll retire at the same time. Now, we got about a minute left here, but I think we're going to have to take a break. We're going to take a short station break, and we'll be right back after these special announcements. Stay with us.
Filing for Social Security online is a lot easier than relearning the Watusi.
Well, welcome back. You're watching Skills to Pay the Bills, and today's segment of JustAskFreeman.com. You know, Carolyn, right before the break, we were talking about how times have changed during retirement, because you retired, all right, and undertaking this profession, and you had your own 401k, your own savings plan, your own pensions. You developed that, and a lot of men now have assumed different roles. We're going to discuss that in a minute, simply because their spouses have their own earnings and their own employer-sponsored retirement accounts, IRAs, etc., and have taken the lead. And a lot of times, just like you retired before me.
Yes.
And again, I want to emphasize the fact that the larger the age difference between spouses, the less likely they are to retire at the same time. Retirement talks are more sensitive.
They're definitely more sensitive now, Freeman.
Yeah, and the talks when to retire seem much more sensitive and difficult than the question of where to retire. The question of when to retire involves focusing on monies, all right? Job satisfaction. We talk about age differences and also gender roles. There's a role that is assumed by the first spouse or the last spouse to retire. Oftentimes, these factors happen at about the same time.
Yes.
Already. And that's not surprisingly, I stress a lot of importance of planning, clear communication, and compromise. And you and I did that. That took several years for us to get to that point. And so we could pass on the knowledge that we've learned also with many retirees. And they too, we put the importance again on planning. There's got to be communication, and there's got to be some type of agreement. in order for it to work well. And each person needs to clarify their own vision of what's important and learn to talk with each other. So retirement planning is the best way to avoid undue stress. Absolutely. And contact us on our website, justaskfreeman.com, and get your free, or I should say, join your Safe Money Club. There's no fees, we don't charge fees. And the easy way to do that is just to go to justaskfreeman.com. There's a tab, Safe Money Kit. Tab that, and then we'll reach out to you and enroll you into the Safe Money Clubs. And therefore you will be informed, you'll be educated, and with that education you'll be able to take a very pleasant journey during, down that retirement road with support, and receiving and enjoying the retirement that you so justly deserve.
Deserve, that's the word.
That's
I would
the
use
word.
Also.
Okay.
Absolutely.
If you like to have a free consultation where we don't charge fees, you can put your wallet and checkbook away. You can reach us toll free at 1-866-471-SAFE. 1-866-471-7233. Exactly. And you're under no obligation. Sit with us for an hour or so and get to know each other, and we can help you and give you some great strategies as far as taking that journey. I always say taking the journey down that retirement road and doing it with a quality of life that you will enjoy.